Hello team, welcome to another ATP Geopolitics video with myself, Jonathan MS Pierce. This is a US politics news update, or it's not really that much of a big piece of news. I just wanted to make an observation on the back of the House of Representatives passing the big beautiful bill, which is I think a frightening prospect for the American people. Here we have representatives doing the Trump dance as if you didn't think they weren't in a cult already. This is the cult being super happy. What are they so happy about? Doing the Trump dance there. They are happy that they've taken what's going to be 10 to 17 million people off healthcare and given huge tax cuts to the rich. That will be long lasting, whereas the no tax on tips is only 2 to 3 years. And very cleverly, some of the worst aspects of this won't kick in until after the midterms. They've been very clever, the Republicans here, whereby some of the nicer stuff happens immediately, and the worst stuff, which has much will last a lot longer, will be enacted after the midterm. So that's very clever from the Republicans, I guess. Okay, anyway, what I really wanted to talk about was this. ICE, the border security people are having their funding go through the roof. As Mike Jollett here says, I don't think we're talking enough about how this big dumb ugly bill expands ICE by a factor of 20, 2.2 billion to over 45 billion. That's 20 times more agents, 20 times more arrests, plus illegal detention centers. Trump is using the bill to create his own paramilitary Gestapo. And Ian Bremmer has actually pointed this out. Big beautiful bill passing would make the budget for ICE larger than most of the world's militaries. ICE will be the 16th biggest military in the world in terms of funding there. And you'd imagine they're going to have a fair few agents, or I don't know whether you call balaclava-clad militiamen agents. But yeah, the 16th highest funded militaries in the world, if you like. It's absolutely incredible. But there you go. That will almost certainly result in many more agents, many more arrests, and more detention centers. So remember, I mean, well, before we go on to the detention center, I just want to alert you to this, which is a very militaristic way of going about looking for undocumented immigrants. So Border Patrol agents in Huntington Beach, California, literally blew up this mother's door looking for her boyfriend, who is an undocumented immigrant, Jenny Ramirez, who lives in a house with her 1-year-old and 6-year-old children. Has this happened to her? All three of them are legally in the US. However, this is what happened. Look at the number of people and how armed they are. And then the mother comes out with her 2 young children, and the guy isn't even there. So, yeah, let's go and blow up a door and scare the crap out of people because we want to get some undocumented immigrants. I think there might have been something to do with he had been involved in something to do with the car as well. So, but nonetheless, I mean, that just seems absolutely outrageous, and all of these sorts of videos are still doing the rounds. I mean, goodness, there are so many of these now, I just can't keep up. It's just phenomenal. So this is and I've picked this one out because it's in a very heavily populated area, populated with Latinos in California. This is Trump's masked ICE, as this person says, Nazis kidnapping people in Santa Ana, California, a city in Orange County that is largely Latino. So, you know, just taking people to the ground, whisking them off in cars, taking them to goodness knows where. Well, actually, some of them might well end up here. So this is Alligator Alcatraz, as it's known, which is essentially a concentration camp. But this is another view I hadn't seen, which shows open toilets there. Now, at Alligator Auschwitz, there's 1, 2, 3 urinals right out in the open per God knows how many people. Even prisoners in the most hardcore maximum security prisons get more humane treatment. And don't give me that they deserve it BS when a convicted felon is your president. So here we have the Alligator Alcatraz detention center. It looks like a concentration camp. It feels like a concentration camp where you have bunk beds in these, you know, stuffed, packed into these caged areas. Absolutely incredible. And I want to then point this out to you. So Laura Luma isn't just a crazy online influencer. I mean, she is that. But she's also got quite a bit of power. It was her, supposedly, who got a number of national security advisors purged. She has influence in the White House. And she said this: alligator lives matter. The good news is alligators are guaranteed at least 65 million meals if we get started now. What does she mean by this? Now, if you weren't really thinking very carefully, you'd think, well, she's just talking about all the undocumented immigrants who are going to be, you know, collected up off the streets and taken to these detention centres and deported. Until you do the maths, 65 million is the Latino population of the United States, as in vast majority are American citizens, etc., etc. And here we have a right-wing influencer saying that 65 million people are now going to be deported. This isn't illegal immigrants. This isn't the worst, the criminals. These are now American citizens, passport-holding citizens of the United States that Laura Luma is hinting should be deported. This is white supremacy, and you do worry that now you've got $47 billion worth of militia to do whatever these kind of people want them to do. Are there going to be any checks and balances? Well, they're already not following due process. It's an incredible time, absolutely incredible time. El Norte Recuerda here says the entire Latino population in the US is 65 million. She means all of us. So there you go. And she then goes on to say, I really hate to post an effing AI overview instead of a real source, but this is most certainly where she got that number. In 2023, says the AI overview, the Hispanic or Latino population in the United States was estimated to be 65.2 million, representing 19.5% of the total US population. 20% of the US population she wants deported. She wants sending to Alligator Alcatraz. This makes them the second largest racial or ethnic group in the country after non-Hispanic whites, according to the US Census Bureau. Further proof, she's stating that the entire Latino population, 65 million, is illegal. And then we go to a Laura Luma set of posts here. No, there are literally 65 million illegals in our country. 1 in 5 people in the USA are here illegally. These are the real numbers. You have been lied to by the Dems and GOP for decades. 65 million illegals. Why is a Republican Speaker of the House going to CNN to advocate for more immigration? We need work visas. We need to encourage legal immigration, in quotes. No, we need mass deportations, and we need to take care of Americans and deport 65 million illegal aliens. What a disaster. Now, the number of illegal immigrants in the US is somewhere around 11 million. So this 65 million isn't, you know, she might be saying, well, yeah, just undercounting it, 1 in 5 people are here illegally. I mean, that's just not, it's just not true. So she's either just utterly delusional or lying, or she is far more insidious in her thinking. And those 65 million, that 65 million number refers to the Latino population of the United States. Absolutely incredible stuff. And it's all rather worrying. But it's just worth reminding ourselves again that you are now going to have the 16th biggest armed forces in the world, ICE. And they are going to want to get their pound of flesh. They've got work to do, and that work appears to be blowing down the doors of a mother of 2 children and taking people off the streets. Good luck, America.